I guess my question is about lay life and about what the Buddha said uh, to being out there in the world and being involved with it or in it, of like having a relationship, maybe marriage, kids, having a job and working for money. Um, yeah, kind of being a part of that. What the Buddha said about that, in contrast to a bhikkhu's life, really.
Uh, yeah, so for one, the first thing to kind of point out is that the Buddha established the fourfold Sangha, which is the bhikkhus, the bhikkhunis, the laymen, and the lay women. Okay, so you know, all four are meant to coexist, to cooperate, and to support one another. Yeah? I mean, the bhikkhus, the monks, could not survive without lay people giving them alms food. Yeah? And for the lay people, the bhikkhus are a great reminder to not work so hard at your job, to take it easy. Yeah? Sort of thing. Um, yeah, and another thing to point out is, yeah, well, the Buddha had a wife. The Buddha had a child. There's nothing wrong with having children. There's nothing wrong with getting married, this sort of thing. Uh, each person has to decide for themselves if that's worthwhile for their life. Now, it's oftentimes uh, kind of misrepresented in Western Buddhism that the best practitioners are the bhikkhus, are the monks. And while it can be the case that someone can be very well practiced and can really get the Dhamma by ordaining, by going and living in the forest and having plenty of seclusion and really old, noble friends, yeah, sure, this can be quite valuable. But it's a victim's attitude to think that one couldn't practice correctly as a layperson. So it's not only is it possible, uh, it's easy to practice correctly as a layperson. Or another way we could say it is it makes life easy. One thing that Dhammarato will often point out too is that when we're practicing correctly, we don't want so much. And when we don't want so much, we see that we don't need to work as hard. And then when we don't work as hard, wow, it's quite easy to settle down, to take it easy, to cool off, to chill, to relax. So, a few points of advice we can kind of give on lay life. One would be either A, be your own boss, or B, be friends with the boss. Have a boss that you can be friends with. It's not worthwhile to have a boss who is domineering or over controlling or trying to rule your life. And then, of course, we can see that if we're the boss, for example, of a company or kind of overseeing other people, it's also not worthwhile to be domineering of them, to ask too much of them. To recognize that people's people's time it's not wise to take advantage of that. But also for yourself as a practitioner, it's not wise to let others take uh, advantage of your time in an inappropriate way, in a way that we could say kind of takes away from the practice, takes our mind away from the practice.
Yeah, I mean, in the past, I found it hard to answer myself the question of what job or um, or the amount of time I put into a job or working is wholesome or worthwhile of doing. In um, like what is the what am I actually working for in a way? Because I can it's quite easy, it's not really hard to just sustain myself and having that as the bare minimum, but not really working any much more than that. And I
Yep.
find it, I mean, like especially in society, I find it quite um well interesting to see that all these people or a lot of people work incredibly hard and incredibly much, but I fail to see what they're actually working for. And this is something I sometimes struggle with myself to kind of put in place how big of an importance the job or making money has in my life as a lay person.
Yeah. So there's a couple things we can say on that. First, we'll start with this. Yeah, just save that money. Got a little extra, save it. In fact, this was also encouraged, is to save the money. About you know, and different people can decide for themselves, but about a quarter of the earnings can be saved for later, saved for a rainy day, something like this. And then the rest of it can go to not much of anything at all. Because even as lay people, we don't necessarily have to spend hardly anything on food. Uh, just as an example, a lot of what I eat now is basically free. If I really wanted to, I could have all of my meals for free. Especially, in Thailand, it's a little bit easier than some of the Western countries, but you can go to a Wat and eat lunch for free every day. One of the benefits of the job that I work at is they give us free lunch, and that's a nice benefit. And it's a healthy lunch. It's filled with veggies and protein. It's made by a sweet old Myanmar woman. It's very delicious. And then in America, they have things like soup kitchens. They have food pantries. Don't be ashamed to partake in things like this. Find out where some of those places are, where you can get something for free, get some clothes for free, get some food for free. Another thing that I enjoy doing is maybe we can trade something. Hey, I'll do a little bit of maybe some IT work for you. You can fix this thing for me. Sometimes it feels a little bit more fair that way. And we don't have to get roped into job contracts, wages, things like that. But yeah, you're right. When people are practicing the Dhamma, they can come to see, like, oh, wow, we really don't have to work hardly much at all if we're getting a good deal, basically. And if we're using our money wisely, if we're saving our money, start to recognize, like, wow, we can, even as lay people, take it easy. There are other opportunities as well. For example, finding noble people to be roommates with, or having a kind spouse to live with. Some of these sort of things can help cut costs. Now, on the other end, there's not necessarily anything wrong with making what we might call a decent amount of money. 6 digits or more. Sort of, we can put it like this: people who have a lot of money also have a lot of opportunity to be generous.
Yeah.
So if one finds themselves with an excess of money, it's a great opportunity to practice generosity, to give that wealth away.
Yeah.
And to practice giving it away wisely.
Yeah. How does all of this relate to in the Eightfold Noble Path is right livelihood, if I'm not mistaken? How does that relate to
Um,
that?
that's a great question. So again, it's all related to cooling off. We'll kind of go backwards here with the example of the person who gives away their wealth, gives away their money. One, this helps them to reflect upon that, hey, uh, this doesn't belong to me. And also, this money is not who I am. There's also a cooling off, though, of doing the work can heat us up, can heat the mind up, especially if we're not practicing. It gets the mind going. Whereas giving things away, being generous, can cool the mind down. Put our hearts at ease. And then again, things like saving money. So we'll start first with uh, having some savings, saving about a quarter of one's earnings or more, even if you'd like. This also cools the mind down, cools the heart down. It can provide that sense of security. Like, oh, yeah, I can lose my job and I'll be okay. It takes quite a noble practitioner to say, well, even if I don't have any money saved up, I'll be okay.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I like I've mentioned it earlier and like kind of forgetting about practicing a bit and just now um like remembering to come back to it again after months is it's interesting to me how you can get really caught up in, like for me personally, really caught up in these in anxiety about job, about money, about where to live, what to eat, but also about well, like being in a relationship or not. I just recently went through a breakup, and just that anxiety of being alone again coming up, these things. Whereas I very clearly remember a time when I was alone and I was bloody enjoying it. And and so really getting caught up in that is so interesting now, kind of coming back to the Dhamma a bit and like remembering, oh wow, that is, I don't even know what I was stuck in all the time. And well, yeah, I like one of these ideas I think that was like looping again and again in my head of like, okay, I have to do a job, I have to do something in my life which makes my life valuable, or which makes it really worth, like I'm doing something really good for the environment or for other people or for society. And yeah, I think that has been, yeah, like coming back a lot of times. Whereas I think remembering about the Dharma now makes me realize that this is probably like practicing here and now is probably
Right.
the best thing that I can do for all of these, as well as for myself.
Yeah. 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 Practicing here and now is what makes it easy for us to not spend so much money. Practicing here and now is what makes it easy for us to be generous. I mean, the opportunities of generosity really open themselves before us when the mind is clear and at peace and at ease. And it's easy to see, like, oh, we can take a little bit of this and give it to that person. It doesn't necessarily have to be money, it can be our time, or some food, a jacket that we don't need anymore, whatever. Then also we can talk about it.
Or like
It.
a
It.
smile, really, right? Sorry,
Yeah,
sorry.
exactly. That's no, no. That's great. Exactly. S- Smiles
I
are
like,
free. In fact, that reminds me of a story. I had a friend in high school, and he would wear this shirt almost every day, or at least pretty consistently. And he would go like this with his shirt. He would stretch it out, and he would stand um, kind of outside in the courtyard where everyone could see him. He would stand on this ledge, and on his shirt it read "Free Hugs." And people thought this guy's kind of weird. This guy, this guy's kind of strange. But over time, people would start walking up to him, and they'd get a hug, and they'd give him a hug, and he'd smile, and he'd say something like, "Oh, yeah, nice to give you a hug. Nice to see you. Take care." And I gave him a couple of hugs too. Got some free hugs. Yeah, when we first started high school, there wasn't hardly anybody that would hug him. Maybe one or two people would hug him at lunchtime. By the time we finished high school, people were almost lining up, one after another. Say, all right, I'm ready for my hug today. Let me come get my free hug. And guess what? Lay people, that's something that they can give to others that bhikkhus and monks are not allowed to give as free hugs. So there is something like this that's valuable. And that takes let's put it this way, it doesn't take nearly as much effort as getting some 60-hour-a-week job, making tons of money. And it also is a light to others. It's an encouragement for others that, hey, you can give away things for free too. You can also give yourself another opportunity to practice. Oh, wow. That is quite a gift to give ourselves. It's the opportunity to practice the Dhamma. And to practice bears great fruit. We don't know what the fruit's going to look like. We don't know how big the fruit is going to be, or how sweet, or how juicy.
I guess is also seeing even the work as an opportunity to practice. And I mean, it's something I remembered now, and like having quite some time where I was always thinking like, oh, the time when I would be alone is miserable, and I kind of have to get it over with as best as possible and distract myself through it. But that is a victim mentality, really, I think. And I just remembered now, some time ago, that it's a great opportunity to practice when I'm alone. And I guess seeing even a job or whatever you do really in life as a great opportunity to practice is is very helpful. Because I think even probably like even being a parent, like for me, being a dad, for example, is like a, a tremendous opportunity to practice generosity. An opportunity that I didn't have before, like a new experience where I can do that. Um, yeah, it's good. I really like these talks because it's just reminding yourself of things you already know, really, and heard before. That's why I really love the Sangha and asking questions and speaking here. And I just remember that now of, yeah, how good it is to be reminded.
It's really nice, for example, in our Sangha, that we have fathers. I mean, Dhammarado's even a father who can spread the Dhamma. And we have mothers who can talk about the Dhamma. It's also nice that we have lay people who are single that can speak on the Dhamma. We have some people that are kind of a little bit in between, not quite ordained, but not quite living a normal lay life.
Like yourself, maybe.
So it's nice that the Sangha has variety. Because guess what? When someone new comes by and they see, oh, wow, that person, they kind of have a life a little bit like me, or they
Yes.
kind of have the sort of life that I'm sort of looking for. And they too are happy. Wow, there's fathers here that can be happy. There's single women here that can be happy. There's bhikkhus here that can be happy. There's people from all over the world in our Sangha that have shown, yeah, they can be happy. They can be at peace too. They can be comfortable. They can be okay. And so don't worry too much about whatever it is that the whatever decision it is, just either way practice. And in
Yeah.
fact, that will, or at least that can sort of help to inform the decision or ensure that the decision is
Wholesome.
maybe a bit more wise or more wholesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, that's a good advice, really it is. Yeah. Cool. Thank you, Mikey. Appreciate it.
In fact, talking about being a father, wow, a really great time to practice is in that delivery room.
Yeah.
But an even better time to practice, like we keep saying, is right here, right now. Just take it easy. Don't worry. Keep practicing being kind with whoever you meet so that if you do find someone that you'd like to marry, and oh, wow, you've already got plenty of practice under your belt of being kind. Now, some guys, they'll do the unwholesome thing. They'll go the other route of, oh, I need to practice my kissing. Let's see how many girls I can kiss. That way, whenever I marry my wife, she'll know, oh, he's an excellent kisser. But that's not what's really worthwhile in a relationship. It's more worthwhile, yeah, to be with someone that's kind and to be kind. So,
Yeah.
same thing we can apply to other jobs as well. Things like working. It's like, don't be in a rush to do it. There's no need for that. Be safe. Be safe when working. Be safe when going to work. I don't know about where you're from, but in America, car accidents are one of the, you know, uh, highest rates of fatality for Americans.
Oh, yeah, you drive fast. And
So it's like,
you have these
what's
big you have these big Botox cars that are not even allowed here. I'm from Germany. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, they got the Autobahn too, which I've actually heard is not too dangerous, but I don't know.
It's alright. But yeah, I get what you mean.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that's already, we can talk about driving. That's already something right there that so many people do dangerously. And we
Yeah.
as Dhamma practitioners, when we're going into that world, wow, oof, yeah, really excellent time to have a mind that's cooled off, to have a mind that's here now, have a mind that's awake, present,
Yeah.
not just for your own benefit, but for the benefit of others.
Yeah, it's like I know because I've been running around a lot with this attitude of like I have to figure this out. And if only I figure this out, then it's gonna be all right. But really, it's kind of backwards, right? It's already all right. It's already okay. And with that attitude, it kind of figures it out by itself, right? Whatever it
Yeah.
is.
In
Um,
fact, a lot of figuring out that humans do get in the way.
yeah, yeah,
They're just making a mess for themselves. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with thinking or planning. There's not. Thinking and planning can be done too in a wholesome way, in a way that's beneficial. So yeah, there's no need to overthink. And a lot of times, when we are thinking about, let's say, how we're going to deal with some issue, some problem in our lives. Uh, let's say the car has a flat tire. What are we going to do about it? Start first with, okay, let's cool off. Let's take
yeah,
it easy. Let's remember it's all right. It's not a big deal. Now, even after we do that, that doesn't automatically mean we're going to come up with the best solution. So,
yeah. But that is not
cooling
really.
off.
It's sorry. Go on.
Yeah, just going to say this, cooling off, being satisfied. It's not about living a more perfect life.
Yeah,
It's about living a life where we're okay with how life is.
yeah,
And we're okay even making what are commonly referred to as mistakes. We're okay making mistakes. It's all right.
yeah.
Not even embarrassed by them. No need for that. I can see the mistakes we make as just another opportunity, just another pointer to, hey, that's a nice reminder to be here now, to pay attention, to wake up.
Yeah, it's really easy, isn't it? Quite easy, quite simple.
Yeah, there's no need to be hard on ourselves. And as Dhammarato has often said, you're not going to get it right.
Yeah, but that is not really important, is it?
Exactly. It's not that big of a
Yeah,
deal, anyways.
yeah, yeah. And I agree with you, Ivan. There's less me, me, me. You just take it easy. I guess also because it loses a bit of importance, really, when it's just all right. I like it, Dhamma, because it's a really gentle attitude. towards life. Um,
Yeah, be
yeah,
gentle.
cooling off. I remember that what you
Yeah,
said
be
earlier.
gentle.
Yeah.
Be gentle. Be playful with the breath. Be gentle. Be playful with the mind. Be gentle, playful, and kind with others. Be gentle, playful, and kind with the cat, with the dog, with the wife, with the boss.
Yeah.
That's kind of one of the things about bosses is at a lot of jobs, the boss is the one who really needs a friend.
Yeah, it's like also, I mean, especially I see it in my job that I don't want to be the boss.
Yeah.
He puts so
Well,
much responsibility.
that's the lion's attitude, actually, or at least it can be. It's like, I don't want to be the boss of anybody.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like it looks like being caught up in such a big construct of responsibility and
Well, isn't that
suffering a lot of
often?
it.
Isn't it often painted that way that if you take on more responsibilities, then you're more of a man, or you're more of a success story,
Yeah.
or you're more worthy?
Yeah.
It's so
Classic
much
hero
easier to say,
training.
yeah, don't need to be responsible for that.
Yeah, it's quite exhausting to play the hero, isn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah, exactly.
Chill like a lion. Yeah.
Okay, anything else, Jonas? Any questions?
Let's see. No, no, not really. Sounds good to me, really.
Splendid. Really glad to hear from your friend. Stick around. Stay with the
Yeah.
Sangha. Keep making
Yeah, I will.
friends.
I will. It's good
No
to see
need to
you again, guys, too.
no need to take a 4-month break. That's kind of, one last point to highlight is, and this is for you as well as anyone listening to this call, is as a layperson, one of the things that we can be generous with and we can practice being generous with is our time. Okay. And now it doesn't just have to be with Dhamma friends or with Sangha. Right? It can be out in the world too. But yeah, I mean, take a little bit of time to just hang out with Sangha. Now, that doesn't mean come here and work, it just means come here, hang out, make some friends, talk with some
Yeah.
people, post some things, whatever, this kind of thing. Feel free to give me another call. Tell you what, this call was a really nice gift that you gave to me. I really enjoyed this, really enjoyed seeing you, talking with you, and chatting with you. Wow, how splendid. Better than
Yeah,
anything money could buy.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah,
All
same
right.
for me. Yeah, I feel good. I feel good being back here. It's been a bit more than 4 months, maybe like 9. But, yeah, it's good. It's alright. Happy to be back. Happy to see you guys. Thanks for the
Yeah, there's
call.
There's nothing wrong with taking a break, but yeah, come back, come back. Don't need to take a lifelong break. Yeah, come back.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
Glad to have you back, Jonas.
Cool. Thank
Thanks for
you.
this reminder as well that yeah, we can take it easy. Things are okay. It's not a
Yeah.
worry in the world.
Not at all. No worry.
All right. See you, friend.
See you.